I'd like to know your backstory of what your life was like before joining the real world.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question. So I joined the real world like a year ago, almost to the T, like a year ago. Before then, I was studying business management here in Antwerp, in Belgium, and actually I had been studying that for like, let's say 3 years or something. I started university. Didn't think that was it, right? Because I always wanted to make money on my own. That was always the goal. I just thought at that point, university is the solution for me. University is gonna give me the skills, the knowledge to make that money. That's what I believed back then. Then university wasn't it. So I went to like college, as you would call it. And it was all right. Like the first year I learned some things, some practical stuff. But man, in the second year and the third year, you start to feel like, I started to notice like this is useless. I just felt like I wasn't learning anything, which was weird because I thought like the knowledge was gonna get better and better the more you approach the end of your, let's say, study. That wasn't the case.
Why did it take 3 months for you to take Houses University at the time? Seriously?
Yeah, it's hard to say why. I think because you just don't know that it's actually possible. So it's very weird how that switched in like almost instantly. Like when I made, back then it was only like $250, I believe. But yeah, that was weird. Like it switched. I was like, oh, this is real. Like you can make money from the internet, let's say. And then it just switched and I started focusing all my attention into it. Because back then I was only investing about 1 hour a time, 1 hour a day. So, and because I got sales calls like in the first 2 months, I just didn't close them. But and that was just from 1 hour a day. And then after that, I just realized, oh, this is real. Like you can actually make money from this. And I just started investing all the time I had into that thing and just started growing.
How different would you say the material is in the real world compared to what you can find on the internet?
Oh, you mean like online?
Yeah, anywhere you can find online. So in your case, your experience with the ecom course, if I can call it that, or just in general, if you try to find information copywriting related on the internet, how different is the real world compared to what you can find out there?
It's vastly different. It's vastly different, I would say. Like perhaps other people teach some of the technical stuff too, fine. But like I said, like a lot of the principles that weren't teach in other courses, those were my downfall. Those were actually like how I lost all the money, and that's how I gained everything in the real world. And that's even aside from just like the level of expertise of the professors, which is insane. So from those aspects, I think those two aspects, I would say it's vastly different actually. Yeah, and also the way they teach it in a way that's basically consumable because they've took lessons that other people would take like 2 hours to teach, and they teach them like in a couple minutes, which is pretty insane. So right now it's absolutely insane. I just almost have no words to describe it, how powerful it is. And that's completely the truth. I mean, yeah, just can't describe it any different.
Now that you're on this trajectory after having joined the real world, where do you see your future heading in, let's say, the next 6 months to 1 year?
Next 6 months to 1 year. Yeah, honestly, I don't think I do. I have my goals, right? I do have my goals. I never think that much ahead, but I would say like in the next 6 to 1 year, it's hard to like say my real. It's almost like people won't believe me when I say my real goals, right? But definitely like the first goal is to get to 20K a month, and then I'm just going to start dabbing into other income streams, because you should, at least that's my belief, that's like you should focus on one income stream until 10K, and then you can dabble into other things and expand that. So then it'll be exponential growth, right? So then, and that's over the span of like the next 6 months, let's say, like grow to 10K and then just start dabbling in other things.
Okay, so looking forward to part 2 of this interview where we catch up with you and see how that went.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much for your time, Bellman.
You too. Thank you.
All the best to you. Goodbye.